quite sure why Danny Glover had to put in the disclaimer that he was in makeup. I won't leave that alone and get on with the task at hand. I was sitting recently with Bruce Springsteen, and we were talking about artists and activism. And in the course of our conversation, we talked about his current album, Wrecking Ball. And it is by all measure perhaps the most precise set of lyrics and thoughts in his album that deals with a very poetic way in which he assesses the system that we're currently experiencing. And one of the things that we alluded to was the fact that the musicians who backed him up did so admirably. So just as a pitch, if you have not heard Wrecking Ball and you don't know much about Bruce Springsteen, and even if you do, I would suggest that this album and the artists who play on it have brought us a new level of consciousness and joy in the way in which they performed the works in that album. To be an activist and an artist in America is not always the most comfortable thing one can do. There's a price to be paid. Some people believe that musicians and artists should just be heard musically, to be heard as entertainers, and not very much more. I don't believe that Woody Guthrie and Paul Robeson and Pete Seeger believed that. Many great Americans don't believe that. And the young man that I'm about to introduce doesn't believe that either. Tom Morello stands upon the shoulders of several generations of American artists who brought people together with their music and kept them together for the struggle we all share, the struggle for social justice. I am part of one of those generations, and I know that Tom Morello carries on a tradition with which I am thankfully closely familiar. Tom's music is, of course, well known. The hard-charging rock of Rage Against the Machine, punctuated with Tom's thundering guitar solos, his work with the bands Audio Slave and Street Sweeper Social Club, his solo work and the protest songs of the Night Watchman, which Tom calls the Black Robin Hood of the 21st century music, his studio presence as one of Rolling Stone's 100 greatest guitar players is well taken, some of which we heard on Bruce Springsteen's latest record. Tom is a brilliant musician, but we're here tonight to honor his activism and his concern for working men and women. I am proud to be an earlier recipient of the award, and I'm delighted to have this opportunity to pass the torch to a fellow artist, and tonight that happens to be Tom Morello.
Thanks so much. That's I spoke earlier today with my 88-year-old mother who's at home, who was freaking out that Harry Belafonte was presenting the awards today. She was like, is there some sort of Concorde that can get me there in time so I can hug that man? It's a great So that hug was from my mom. It's a great honor to be here, and I actually didn't think I was going to be able to be here today because I feared there was a moment today when I was marching in the streets with the Occupy Wall Street Guitar Me. I was a commandante in the Occupy Wall Street Battalion today, and there was a minute where the tear gas was flying. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to be here, so I'm very pleased. But I think one of the reasons why perhaps I came onto the radar of Hillman was due to the union uprising in Madison, Wisconsin in February. I was sitting in bed with my wife, who was at the time 9.5 months pregnant with our second son, and we were watching the news, and there were 100,000 people in Tahrir Square in Egypt, and they cut to an incredible scene where there were 100,000 people in the town of Madison, Wisconsin, protesting over some union legislation. I looked to my wife and I said, "Honey, I'm afraid I gots to go." And she looked at me and was very understanding and said, "Our boys are going to be union men. Yes, you have to go." So she's here tonight, so thank you. And, I'm here tonight. I didn't really choose to be a guitar player. That's something, it was like a calling, something that chose me. And so I've throughout my entire career, it's been a challenge to meld my ideas and my passion for social activism with my vocation as a guitar player. And that's led down many winding roads, including performing today for Occupy Wall Street and Union Square, and then accepting this beautiful award from you nice people here tonight. But I think that the thing that has really sort of pushed me out of the nest into the world of social activism is the double-edged sword of American democracy, which is freedom of choice. And we live in a country where some people are free to choose between Rolls-Royce and Lamborghini, while others are free to choose which dumpster they're going to get their meal out of tonight. Some people are free to choose whether they'll spend the evening at their Hamptons estate or their penthouse apartment, while others are choosing which bridge they're going to sleep under tonight. Some people are deciding which homes and farms to foreclose on and which drone missiles to kill which civilians with, while others choose to march in the streets and raise their voices for a more just society. So this award is for them. I'd like to thank you all very much for it tonight. And now, in a grand conclusion, I've been asked to play a couple songs for y'all tonight. So as we do in the Occupy movement, I would like to ask the General Assembly, all in favor, say, "All right then." All right, there we go. This first song is a song I wrote immediately after I got back from Madison, Wisconsin. I was so inspired by what I saw there, and I've been playing music on the front lines of demonstrations and in clouds of tear gas for the last two decades, but I never saw a situation where there were the first occupation in America was the occupation of the Capitol building in Madison, Wisconsin. It was really incredible. We flew in on a bitter cold night, and they snuck me in saying I was some state senator's aide, and to see, it's not just the usual suspects of aging hippies and young anarchists, but it was families, and it was longshoremen, and it was firefighters, and it was off-duty union policemen who would come back to the Capitol building to bring food and burritos and pizza for the students who were occupying. It's a kind of a global solidarity that was very inspirational to me, and I got home and I basically turned my journal entries into this song. This is called Uniontown. Good memories are forever, said the dog on the tombstone. If you're living underneath the bridge, man, all roads lead to home. I got a hidden flask, I'm paid in cash, got a cross above my bed. I hitchhiked from Chicago, and a man walked up and said, "This is a union town, a union town. Hold down the line, this is a union town, a union town. Hold down the line, and if you come to strip our rights away, we'll give you hell every time. This is a union town, a union town. Hold down the line. Today the policeman's a union man, brother firefighter's my friend.
and the kids locked in the Capitol are fighting till the end. And we're not gonna break tonight, and we're not gonna bend. Some say the union's down, but I asked around, and everybody said this is a union town, a union town. Hold down the line, this is a union town, a union town. Hold down the line, and if you come to strip our rights away, we'll give you hell every time. This is a union town, a union town. Hold down the line, clap your hands. Stop clapping. I gotta tell you, that was surprisingly rhythmic for what I was expecting. Some of my Occupy Wall Street friends said they will not clap rhythmically and in time, and certainly not with a sexy beat. You proved them wrong. Thank you very much. Back to the serious shit. For every action, a reaction, equal and opposite. That's why, my friend, the blood tastes good every time I'm hit. I got a will to win and a Cheshire grin. Yeah, the night watchman is near. And you can't get it where you're at, but you can sure get it here. So come rain or sleet or dark or night, come wind or frigid snow, there's 100,000 in the street, and that number's gonna grow. And when we put the governor on trial, I'll be in the front row. Just take a look around, we're a union town. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's go. This is a union town, a union town. Hold down the line, this is a union town, a union town. Hold down the line, and if they come to strip our rights away, we'll fuck them up every time. This is a union town, union town. Hold down the line. This year is the 100th anniversary of the birth of Woody Guthrie, and if Woody were alive today, he would certainly have received this award long ago, but he would have been in the streets with Occupy Wall Street as well, even as a 100-year-old, I'm sure. This is a song that I learned in the 3rd grade and didn't realize what a militant class war anthem it was, because they censored out all the verses that would indicate such, but in this day and age, I think it's always good to remind ourselves that this land is your land. As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me a golden valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forests to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I was walking, I saw a sign there. And that sign said, no trespassing. But on the other side, it didn't say nothing. That side was made for you and me. Say, this land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forests to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. Nobody living can ever stop me as I go walking that freedom highway. Nobody living can make me turn back now, 'cause this land was made for you and me. This land is your land. this land was made for you and me. Now, Woody Guthrie knew, as you might be beginning to suspect, that history's now made by presidents or popes, or kings or queens or generals or CIA kingpins running dope. History's now made by 9 rogue men or billionaires or bankers. It's not made by them. What our world will be like and the world we give to our children will depend on whether or not we put our hands on the wheel of history and turn it in the direction that we would like. So Woody knew that, and he put that in this song. So in our final 90 seconds together, since this is America's alternative national anthem, I'd like you all to stand up, if you wouldn't mind. If you wouldn't mind. Could I have house lights on, please? Let's see each other. Let's see. We're all in this together, people. There you are. Hello, Hillman folks. What up? How's it going? All right. I'm sure, it's been a very stirring and moving and inspirational show tonight. And I know for myself, and perhaps you as well, you've had your eyes and your ears and your hearts and your souls radicalized and revolutionized by what you've seen. We'll continue to go out into that world and confront injustice wherever it rears its ugly head, in your place of work, in your school, in your community, in your country, in the world at large. But I'm going to let you in on a little secret. All that can start tomorrow, because tonight we're going to have a good motherfucking time. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to sing the last scene. There may be some children in the audience. I apologize for the language, but the struggle for social justice is not rated PG-13. I hate to break that to you. All right. Left my kids back at the hotel. All right. So what we're going to do in our final 90 seconds together, I'm going to sing the last secret censored verse of this song, and you're going to listen with rapt attention. Then I'm going to ask you nice people a question. You're going to answer in full voice. Then together, we're all going to sing "This Land Is Your Land" as loud as anyone has ever sung "This Land Is Your Land" at a theater, in the New York Times building, or wherever we're at, and people with jackets and ties on. We're going to do that. Are you with me, people? I need to know if you're with me, people. Now let's do it. Here we go. In the squares of the city, in the shadow of the steeple, near the relief office, I see my people. Some are grumbling, and all are wondering if this land's still made for you and me. Tell them. With feeling this land is this land was made for you and me. Thank you very much. Take it easy. But take it.